Thank you once again for allowing me to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to consider these words of, can't say wisdom, just my genuine honesty and courage to speak to you in this way. I know it sounds kind of silly after maybe some 400 some odd episodes, but I still get nervous when I'm recording these messages, these missives for you to consider on this unbounded, vast discussion about resilience. I mentioned resilience as my construct for the book itself, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, and for each and every episode. But it really is not to give you a new word or a new definition that you haven't heard before, haven't seen before, or haven't used yourself before. My intention is to shed some light, the little light that I have to give to you or to share with you, and to elicit new conversations, new perspectives. So again, my only guarantee to you is to change your perspective on this present moment with each and every episode. So with the topic or the preamble about my commitment to resilience, it is to get you to not answer, but ask yourself the question I ask of you. What drives you? As I said in the tagline or the subtitle of the book Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, the key word there is that beauty. I'm asking you to investigate, to become more aware of for yourself, your unique beauty in this world that was given to you with the grace of your creator, however you choose to define it or call him or her. But I mention and emphasize this term beauty because, as I said in earlier podcast episodes, even though it's about the beauty of your presence, and that's just a starting point, the step point one going forward. It came to me about 5 or 6 months ago, just getting that point of understanding and identifying your beauty and in your presence. That's just the start. The start of the other part is to get to the productivity. Your beauty inspires your productivity. And that is the importance for me to emphasize also, to define for you what drives you in your presence, in its currency, to produce the purpose and message that belongs to you. All right, today's topic is about hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies, but I'm going to discuss this almost like in segments, in 2 segments I'm going to try and cover today. Hobbies versus work. And trying to define that, again, for myself and for you to consider. What's a hobby and what's work? I'm going to try this. Work is what you do, what you have to do for money and to pay the bills. I'm going to say that's in the work category. Hobby, I'm going to say that is what you love to do without the need for money. So let me at least give you a summary of my hobbies, many of which are non-money producing. There is golf. There's writing a book. There is this podcast, the Get 20 Enterprise. There is weightlifting. There is interior decorating. I know. There is working out. There is skateboarding, tennis. There's trying to play instruments like trumpet, piano, zither, all those kind of things. These are hobbies that I have. even Uber, Lyft. Those are hobbies. Some of them produce some modicum of money, like Uber, you can make some money. But for me, it pays the bills the bills of putting gas in the car, and maybe it pays for an occasional tea time. But to me, that's the difference. But then the work, like my profession as a engineer, process analyst, operations analyst, that pays the bills. I have to do that. I am skilled in doing that. I've been trained to do that, certified. But that to me, that's the work that I do that gives me a salary, money to pay the bills, the mortgage, the car payment, more gas in the car, maybe an occasional pair of shoes. But to me, that starts the discussion about the difference between a hobby and work. And trying to get a little deeper into this, as I'm observing this for myself right now as we speak, also the differences between a hobby and work, depending upon promotion, money, notoriety, pleasure, joy. What about commitment? I can make the argument that, as I just defined for you, the work part, the part that pays the majority of my bills with a salary, I can make the argument that work allows me to even have hobbies. But I wonder if the hobbies committed to fully and unabashedly, if those hobbies would permit me to work. I would say no. And I'm just spitballing here. But maybe I should treat work as a hobby that pays and see my hobbies as work that don't pay well. Let that sink in for a second. I mean, I'm sharing this with you, but this is not pre-scripted. But even as I enunciate this discussion with you, I'm wondering about changing that perspective for myself. Remember, I guarantee to change your perspective on this present moment. This exchange with you right now is pushing me to change this perspective that I came into this episode with. So maybe put a bookmark there. I might have to go into a part 2 on this to let this marinate, as my friend Theo would tell me. Have a thought marinate for a minute until you execute on that idea. But in the meantime, let's put a pin in this for right now. Hobby versus work. It will come back for part 2. Until then, stay present, stay current. And we'll talk about it later, but remember, no matter where you are in this world, it is still 8:20.